on the roads. Monster waves from whipping winds. Our weather team with the latest.
Outrage in Iran. Protests erupting over the Ukrainian airline disaster. Demonstrators demanding the country's supreme leader resign. President Trump's message to the protesters with new poll results on how Americans feel about the Soleimani strike as Trump's impeachment showdown heats up here at home.
Breaking overnight, panic at the game. Look at this gunfire sending spectators running. 2 people wounded. The wild scramble to get out of harm's way.
Royal turmoil. The emergency meeting to address Harry and Meghan's big breakaway and how the couple's reportedly turning to Elton John for advice.
And top form. Serena Williams winning her first title in 3 years since becoming a mother. Will the Australian Open be next? The generous move she made as she took home the trophy.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good Sunday morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Let's get straight to that breaking news overnight. A lethal storm sweeping across the American South and Midwest.
At least 12 people dead, including 2 first responders. Look at this drone footage showing the aftermath of high winds in Arkansas. The storm has brought with it snow, rain, ice, and even reported tornadoes.
The storm has now moved on to the East Coast with weather alerts in 14 states. And ABC's Kaylee Hartung has the latest now from Houghton, Louisiana. Kaylee, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. Residents here knew a storm was coming, but there was only so much they could do to prepare. Homes up and down this street, just like this one, torn apart by the force of a deadly tornado.
Overnight, that deadly storm bringing snow, rain, and possible tornadoes marches on. The major system now leaving behind 12 dead and a trail of destruction. In Arkansas, this drone video showing just a glimpse of the storm's wrath. Powerful winds tearing the roof off this structure, debris scattered everywhere. In Louisiana, residents picking up the pieces too. A reported tornado shredding this home and snapping trees like twigs. And in Texas, a firefighter and police officer were killed on the highway while responding to a crash. In Illinois, this car crushed after heavy rains flooded streets and triggered major accidents throughout the state. Icy roads creating treacherous driving conditions in Wisconsin. Semis sent sliding, while this one was tossed on its side like a toy.
When the sun comes up here, folks will be back to cleaning up this debris, getting out the heavy machinery and the chainsaws, as these big, beautiful trees here have turned into a homeowner's worst nightmare. Dan?
A lot of cleanup this morning. Kaylee, thank you so much. Let's track the latest on this storm now with Rob, who's live in New Orleans. Rob, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. We're almost done with this thing, a blockbuster storm, but still have about another 12 hours left. The severe weather threat for the most part is over, but the wind threat is certainly not. Here's where it is right now. The center is now getting up into the northeast. The front has yet to push through the east coast, but as this thing winds up, the winds will crank too. So rain, it's a couple of embedded thunderstorms. Obviously, a lot of ice across northern New England and northern New York. That's going to be a dicey travel, where we have ice storm warnings and winter storm warnings there. Flood alerts just to the south where it's still warm enough. Record-breaking warmth yesterday. The winds today, though, are going to crank to 50 miles an hour right through the afternoon and through Boston. Talk more about this storm in a little bit. Eva, over to you.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, now to our other big story this morning. On a dime, it seems, the Iranian national rage at the U.S. for killing General Qasem Soleimani has been overwhelmed by anger at their own government for mistakenly shooting down that Ukrainian airliner. Protesters taking to the streets. That's as Americans assess President Trump's handling of the drone strike that killed Soleimani. A new ABC News Ipsos poll suggests more than half of Americans disapprove of how the president has dealt with the situation and say they think killing Soleimani has made the nation less safe. More now from ABC's Stephanie Ramos. Good morning to you, Stephanie.
Eva, good morning. After days of denial, Iran finally admitted to shooting down that passenger jet over Tehran, which has sparked those protests across the region. Iranians are upset with its government over what they see as an initial cover-up.
Overnight, thousands of Iranians protesting in the streets, not against America, but now against their own government. Outraged over Iran's stunning reversal and admission that its military unintentionally shot down the passenger jet in Tehran Wednesday. President Trump tweeting directly to the Iranian people in both Farsi and English, writing, "To the brave, long-suffering people of Iran, I've stood with you since the beginning of my presidency, and my administration will continue to stand with you. We are following your protests closely and are inspired by your courage." After 3 days of denial, Iran's military now says the Boeing 737 operated by a Ukrainian airline was misidentified as a cruise missile flying over Tehran the same night Iran blasted missiles toward U.S. bases in Iraq, all to avenge the death of Iran's top military commander, Qasem Soleimani. All 176 people on that plane, including Ukrainians and Canadians, were killed. One of them, 23-year-old Sarah Sadat, a college student who attended Alliant International University in San Diego. On the night of the attack, U.S. intelligence captured radar signals from the Iranians which targeted the jetliner. A satellite saw 2 missiles fire. At least one exploded into pieces near the jet. Ukraine's president posting these photos of what he said is shrapnel damage on the plane. But questions still remain. Why was Ukraine's airline not warned of the dangers, and why was the airspace left open?
This is one of the issues that we certainly need better answers to.
The Trump administration insists the killing of Soleimani stopped a planned attack on Americans, but President Trump has still not laid out a case to show that there was an imminent threat. His administration is placing new sanctions against Iran, saying they will remain in effect until Iran changes its behavior. Whit.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. Now to the impeachment showdown and a pivotal week ahead. Speaker Pelosi is promising to send articles of impeachment to the Senate, setting the stage for a historic trial. ABC's David Wright is at the White House with more on what to expect. David, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. This is set to be a momentous week here in Washington as the impeachment process resumes after a brief break over the holidays. House Democrats are expected to discuss impeachment at their caucus on Tuesday, and after that, the full House will vote to appoint managers for the case, and they will then vote to transmit the articles of impeachment over to the Senate. That means that the soonest an impeachment trial could begin in the Senate would be Wednesday. For now, Speaker Pelosi appears to have lost her effort to convince Senate Republicans to allow witnesses in the trial, but there is still some room for that to change if they can convince 4 Senate Republicans to break ranks.
And David, Senator McConnell has said that he wants to use the Clinton impeachment trial as a precedent here. Does that give us a sense of how long President Trump's trial could take?
It gives us a possibility. That trial began almost exactly at this time of year, January 7th, and it was over in just over a month. There were a couple of days for the managers to present their case, among them a young Congressman, Lindsey Graham, a few days for the president to mount a defense, and all of this presided over by the Chief Justice. You see him there, William Rehnquist at the time. No witnesses at that trial, but we did hear some video testimony. So this time it takes place against the backdrop of the beginning of primary season. That could cause a problem for the 5 Senate Democrats who are normally out on the campaign trail. Dan?
All right, David Wright at the White House. David, thank you very much. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is going to make an exclusive live appearance on ABC's This Week later this morning, and our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, will be conducting that interview. George is here now. Good morning, sir. So we've also got new numbers this morning from our ABC News Ipsos poll asking about Nancy Pelosi's decision to hold off sending the articles of impeachment. The numbers show that Americans are split between whether this was an attempt to ensure a fair trial in the Senate or whether it was Nancy Pelosi simply playing politics. What's your take on these numbers?
Well, like everything else in our politics today, it shows a partisan polarized split. I mean, just about everything that happens now in Washington is filtered through that kind of a partisan lens. So I guess that split isn't very surprising. And it's true that Speaker Pelosi appears to have decided to send forward these articles without getting these upfront assurances that witnesses and documents are going to be seen in the Senate trial. Now, looking forward, the one place where you actually see more than a partisan split is on the question of whether or not witnesses should appear at the Senate trial. 70% of the American public wants those witnesses to appear. Is that enough to get those 4 Republican senators to vote for witnesses? We'll know in the coming weeks.
Do you have a sense at this point?
It's really hard to know. So far, Mitch McConnell has held his caucus in line. On the other hand, you've seen Mitt Romney say he wants to hear from John Bolton. Susan Collins, a Republican senator from Maine, told the Bangor News this week that she wants to hear from witnesses as well. Will that reach a critical mass? A lot will depend on what happens in the arguments in the trial going forward when it finally does start, either later this week or early next week.
People will be eyeing Lisa Murkowski from Alaska as well. Let's loop, while I have you, let's loop back to this situation in Iran. I know you have the president's national security advisor on the show this morning. What's your sense of where things stand at this point?
Well, it appears that after the Iranian strike in the middle of the week, that the tension between the United States and Iran had calmed down a little bit. But the fact that this airplane has gone down and you're seeing these protests in the streets of Iran right now are a real complicating factor. You saw President Trump tweet out this morning support for those protesters. What happens if the regime goes down? Will they lash out in other ways and in other places? A lot of unknowns going forward.
All right, George, thank you very much. Always great to talk to you on a Sunday morning. And I want to remind people that George has a very big show this morning. As discussed, he's got that exclusive one-on-one live interview with Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Plus, after that week of tensions, more than a week of tensions, really, with Iran, George is going to speak with the National Security Advisor, Robert O'Brien. That's all coming up on This Week later this morning right here on ABC. George, thank you again. Appreciate it. Whit, over to you.
Dan, now to those terrifying moments at a high school basketball game when bullets started flying, spectators running for cover. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joins us with more on that. Marcy, good morning.
Whit, good morning. Such a scare during the third quarter of that game. Video from inside that gymnasium shows the absolute panic. Chaos overnight as gunfire erupts at this high school basketball game in Texas, injuring 2 people, including a police officer.
The officer shot in the chest.
ABC affiliate WFAA covering the game between South Oak Cliff and Justin F. Kimball High Schools when the shots were fired. Players and referees running off the court, fans jumping over the seats, scrambling to get away from the violence sparked, investigators believe, by a fight in the stands.
Which resulted in the shooting of 2 individuals. One who is a young man. We're believing that he was a former student of South Oak Cliff High School, and that's something that we're still working to verify. The other individual was actually a Dallas ISD police officer who was working this basketball event.
That officer grazed by a bullet, expected to be okay after this latest round of violence at a high school sporting event. 2 people shot during this high school football game in New Jersey last November.
Oh my God!
And a similar scene just a week later at this game in San Francisco. And the teen shot in the chest in this latest incident in Dallas is listed in critical condition. Again, the officer is expected to recover from that graze wound. And this morning, police are still searching for the gunman. Dan.
Yet another example of gun violence in America. Marcy, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Moving on now, a close call this weekend at one of America's busiest airports. A jetliner forced to abort takeoff because there was another plane on the runway. ABC's Trevor Alt is at JFK Airport here in New York City, where it all went down. Trevor, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. You know, on these runways, we have jets filled with passengers and fuel hitting staggering speeds. And if you're not careful and don't communicate properly, it could be a recipe for disaster. And that's what almost happened here.
This morning, Delta and the FAA are trying to determine what led up to a tense moment and near disaster on the runway at JFK International Airport.
Delta 300. Delta 253 is aborting takeoff.
Delta Airlines Flight 300 had just landed on the tarmac as Delta Flight 253 was starting to take off. Delta 300 begins to cross onto the same runway, blocking the path, the departing flight having to bail out of its takeoff to avoid a potential collision. The pilot apparently confusing the air traffic controller's instructions about when to cross.
Delta 300, you're instructed to hold short of runway 22 right. You said clear to cross, and I repeat that. I thought that's what you said. I said hold short of 22 right, and I asked you for your gate number, but well, that's my fault. I misheard what you said and repeated back the wrong thing.
This incident similar to an even closer call in 2016 in Atlanta, a Delta jet speeding to takeoff, hitting 140 miles per hour, then screeching to a halt to avoid another Delta jet crossing the runway. The air traffic controller quick to apologize. And in 2017, this near disaster in San Francisco, an Air Canada flight mistakenly landing on the taxiway within 30 to 50 feet of a packed United 787. The FAA says situations like these are rare. In all of 2019, there were more than 1,700 runway incursions, but only 2 of them were serious incidents involving commercial planes.
Everybody's been working very, very hard to prevent them, but we're dealing with human beings, and humans make errors despite the best of our technology.
So what appears to have gone wrong in this instance is the air traffic controller told that jet that had landed, hold before the runway, and then also asked, what's your gate? The pilot just said, gate 22. He never acknowledged the instruction or repeated it back. Now, thankfully, they caught that mistake before this became a much larger issue. Eva?
All right. Thank you, Trevor. Thankful for all those people who didn't get hurt yesterday as well. Well, we have dramatic video this morning of an attempted abduction foiled by quick-thinking family members. It all happened on a patio at a restaurant in Venice, California.
This morning, the man seen here trying to take a 6-year-old girl from her mother's arms is in police custody.
This guy, he was trying to follow us, and then we had to shove him out of the way, and then he kept following us.
He started telling us, God told me to save her, I have to save her. So he kept coming up to us trying to take her.
Surveillance cameras at this restaurant in Venice, California, recording what happened next. The man walking right up to little Navia Pegram, reaching for her as her mom struggles to push him away. The girl's uncle then slamming the suspect to the ground.
My brother pulled him down by the hair. My brother got on top of him.
Holding him there until police arrived. Officers arresting 32-year-old Evan McLaurin Nelson, the suspect who has a criminal record and is believed to be homeless, reportedly unrelenting in his alarming rants.
They got him down, and then he was just yelling out loud, save the girl, I need to save her.
This just weeks after police say a woman tried to grab a toddler from a restaurant in Oklahoma. His 12-year-old sister stepping in, grabbing her brother back.
She was saying that my brother was her baby, and I was just yelling back at her saying that it's not her baby, that's my brother.
And in this California case, the dad and uncle say they held the man until police arrived, saying it eventually took 6 officers to arrest him. That man is now facing charges for attempted kidnapping and resisting a peace officer. But scary moments just on a patio.
Very alarming. We do want to transition to Serena Williams, though. She has done it again. The tennis champ has won her first title in 3 years since she became a mother. Williams winning the Auckland Classic final in New Zealand, defeating another American player, Jessica Pegula, during the trophy presentation. Williams, holding her trophy, and her daughter announced that she is donating her $43,000 winnings to help the victims of the Australian wildfires. So big win for her and a big win for Australia. She, trying to help the people there who desperately need it right now.
And we get to see cute pictures of her daughter.
Of course, of course.
With her trophy and her daughter.
Yes, exactly.
Time now to check the weather again. We go back to Rob Marciano, who's on the ground there in New Orleans this morning as that big storm rolls through the east. Also in New Orleans today, the big college football championship. Hey, Rob.
We are previewing that for sure, Dan. That comes tomorrow night here at the Louisiana Superdome. The cold front came through this area with a vengeance yesterday morning. No severe weather here in southeast Louisiana, but northern parts of the state certainly got hit hard. Here's some fresh video I want to show you of aerials of that EF2 tornado that went through Bossier Parish yesterday, and that's just how devastating that is. 135-mile-an-hour winds. This thing was 40 miles long on the ground. So horrible situation in the northern part of the state. The backside of this entire system, they had winds ripping across Lake Michigan. Look at these waves coming into Chicago. Lakeshore Drive, parts of it shut down yesterday. 23-footers coming in, inundating part of that city before it turned to snow and slowed down air traffic. There you see that the cold temperatures, 24 in Chicago. Record-breaking warmth in the East Coast. It hit 70 yesterday in Boston, probably going to hit 60, 62 in New York City as the warm air pumps up from the south, and then a 24-hour change in temperatures. Well, you'll drop by about 30 degrees from New York to Philly in the morning. Tomorrow, temperatures will feel more like the freezing mark. Rain today, pushing offshore. That snow and ice really right along the Canadian border and through parts of Maine where winter storm warnings remain posted. But the wind advisories are pretty widespread, and we do expect to see a gust maybe to 60 miles an hour this morning in Boston, 40 to 50 miles an hour in New York City. That will slow down some air travel and then calming down just a little bit tomorrow. We finally get rid of this blockbuster storm. That's checking what's happening nationally weather-wise. It's time now for a look at your local forecast.
Hello and good morning, Washington. Meteorologist Alex Liggett here. Hey, beautiful Sunday ahead of us. Temperatures well above normal again into the upper 60s. We'll see more sunshine today, though. Also, we'll get rid of the rain already moved east of our region. Breezy at times, westerly winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Lows tonight in the 30s in some of the far northwestern suburbs. Still in the low to mid 40s downtown. The next couple of days, 55 degrees on your Monday. Mostly cloudy skies. Next chance for rain